Howdy, howdy. Hello, hello. Been a hot minute since I've done a stream, but I guess it's kind of hard, if not impossible, to stream the game when I'm not allowed to. Hello? Currently at the moment, nothing. I don't know how productive this is going to be. It's probably not going to really be productive. I mean, I have to debate whether or not it's, like, even worth... I've been, like, wanting to, like, take time to, like, look through Syndicate gear, more specifically bundles and guns, than, like, the, like, miscellaneous stuff. Because I've been reading and seeing, um, no, not necessarily for gameplay. I've been really wanting to tweak bundles and guns and add possibly more options for syndicates who want to actually go lethal. Because syndicates who want to go lethal in this game are very limited in their options, and I think it gets really stale seeing the same tactics over and over again because they're like the only real effective ones. Um, like for example, the Python is the most recently changed gun, and it's to put it in line with Space Station 13, at least most of the servers or forks, whatever code bases of 13. But the problem is that the Python's actually worse here than it is there by a large margin, because the Python here doesn't even come with extra ammo, and you have no way of printing 357 when I know in 13 you can. So that's... I've actually seen the Python used less since getting changed, because now it is hilariously expensive. You have to go all in on buying a Python that can only crit 3 people maximum, when I could just buy an energy sword, which, guess what? That's what everyone buys. Or you buy the fire axe, which admittedly the fire axe was already probably the best purchase in the entire game, and that has gotten buffed. But then we get to the continued discussion of combat in this game always comes down to getting stun batoned, regardless of what your gear is or like what options you have. All combat ends with a stun baton, and so like at one point does worrying about balancing syndicate gear not matter if that's just how it's intended to be, that every fight will end with a stun baton? Like sure, you can jump somebody, you might kill one officer, but you're by yourself if you're a syndicate. You're just gonna get stunned by the next one. And healing in this game is incredibly quick. So like critting somebody is pointless if you can't deal with their body or like get something out of them. And like these guns are a joke, like in terms of like directly doing a gunfight. Yeah, the Cobra's really good at assassinating people, but that's it. Like all Syndicate stuff is for assassinating unless you buy melee, which then you coincidentally just use your melee you mostly use your melee to break into the armory if you're playing to go loud. Obviously, I'm not talking about people who are just role playing or like doing stupid shit. Like that's not in this discussion. And the bundles are they're placeholders. Like the Bulldog and C20 are not on the same level, and the China Lake is especially not on the same level. Yet costs the same telecrystals as all of them. And funnily enough, the L6 saw is actually like kind of affordable now for what it is, even though it's kind of a garbage gun. The L6 is still pretty not good. The fake cap gun does quite a lot of damage. Actually, the fake cap gun might actually be the best gun in the game. Because it does, wait. No, 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 no. No, they didn't do that, right? Hold on. Hold on. No. No. Hold on. That didn't happen, right? Okay, they did increase the price. Either way, it is still like the fake cap gun is the best gun in the game, but you can't can you even afford ammo? You could afford one extra. You could afford more bullets. That's pretty funny though. I think that's pretty funny. Did I run on Tyrone? Oh fuck, I did. I've never been a mime. Can you actually talk? Your vow is silence. Yeah, I can read that. Why? That's like completely covered in text. I love how the arrivals on Saltern is just absolutely fucked. I guess because arrivals is evac. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Alright, anyways, let's get back to... Yeah, I know you gotta break the vow. Alright, anyways. Let's just compare the Python. It's the newest thing. So, it comes with 7 bullets in it. Each bullet does, what, 54 damage? Yeah, 54 damage. So, you could argue that... I mean, let's just do some basic math. So, 54 times 7 gives you 378 damage for 13 telecrystal purchase. So there is quite a lot of firepower in a Python. There is no doubt. Also, the DPS is incredibly high. You can crit somebody in less than 1 second with almost no issue. So, I mean, let's just do the basic security gear. This is nearly as tanky as you're going to often see. So, like, 2 shots doesn't crit, and those are your biggest problems. But it should put them to, like, 80... Oh, wait, it actually only does 68. So it takes 3 shots to crit an officer, and that barely puts them in a critical. If they're wearing a bulletproof vest or have a shield on, you're going to have to spend... basically over half your telecrystals to even effectively kill one security officer. And this always comes back to a problem of... Here, I need to make a, Here, I need to change some stuff. If I'm going to be any form of productive about this, I need to actually... Here, let me change my streaming to my desktop. That should show everyone my desktop. And so let's do Python equals 13 TC for a total of, what was it? 378 damage. The bleeding would not be enough to kill them. It would be close, but it wouldn't crit them. Piercing, or bleeding is very bizarre, I suppose. Bleeding has changed to the point where it's only a very short-term problem. So, I mean, here, I can even... Let me just shoot him twice. And they'll take 68 piercing. They'll probably lose 50, 60 units of blood. They'll regenerate it before they go critical, I'm pretty confident. So Python equals 13 TC for a total of 378 damage with a DPS of 2.25. That's correct, right? So what? Yeah, like it's a pretty high DPS, and it has the highest damage per magazine, or per cylinder, whatever, of basically any gun in the game other than the Bulldog. Because, like, what's the C20 at? This is actually this is probably going to be the most productive discussion here. Is so the C20 on purchase is 16 times 31, which is 496, by the way. Only 496 total. But this is where this is the discussion I wanted to do was, so it's 25 TC for a total of 496 damage. But the thing is, though, is that this comes bundled. And it's basically unobtainable unless you kill Renault or you manage to get a Syndicate who also has TC, who also agrees to give you TC to give you the bundle. Which does happen. That is worth considering. And I'm pretty confident there's no 13 servers out there that let Syndicates even buy these guns. But I don't really give a shit about 13 and what they do, because a lot of things in 13 just don't work. And combat here is a lot different than sliding around on tiles. Our guns are strong, but they're not that strong. But yeah, exactly. I mean, the Python could spread out its damage too, just not as like evenly. But the problem is that the C20 is not really all that obtainable. But the problem is that the C20 bundle has actually gotten buffed to or not buff, sorry. I'm thinking of Nukies. Disregard that. So the total damage of a C20 though is 60 times why can't I 16? So there's an additional 960 damage involved in the bundle. Because there's no way to get a C20 unless you're a Nuki without blowing all 25 telecrystals. However, the Python can buy... So it costs 13 TC to buy the Python, which means you can buy one extra speed loader, which comes with 7 more bullets, and each one of these bullets does 54. So you do another 54 times 7, which is an additional 378 damage for 17 TC total. But the thing is, the Python has incredibly high DPS. Oh, what's up, Nyrod? The Python has incredibly high DPS compared to... Actually, they're close, aren't they? They're close. So the C20's DPS is 16 times 8 for 128 damage. DPS equals 128 if you land every bullet perfectly, where the Python is... What the hell's the damage? Why do I keep forgetting the damage? It's 54, right? Yeah, 54. So the Python has a 121 DPS. So there's honestly an argument that it's almost more cost efficient to buy Python because, yes, as people are saying, you can stick that in a pocket, and it's somewhat easier to conserve ammo on a Python, so there's other benefits. Also, yeah, the officer didn't bleed out. I completely forgot to check. But anyways, the C20... Fuck it. Let's just break down every gun. I'm not going to get a good idea of where to look until I literally look at every gun. The Mosin's a meme. I don't really give a shit about this gun. But yeah, like the 19 damage is garbage. It has a fire rate of fucking... One's a lie. It has a fire rate of like 0.1. So 19 damage a second. I'm not doing Mosin stats. That is such a joke. Like there's no point in comparing that gun. It's a complete meme. Let's look at the first real gun. So the Viper. The Viper 16 damage a shot, uses a standard 35 auto bullet. The Viper though is pretty cool because it can go full auto. I totally didn't do that or anything. With a fire rate of 6, it is significantly worse than the C20 in terms of DPS. However, the Viper is actually incredibly accurate. That's definitely a hidden benefit that it isn't going to be able to be statistically shown quite as easily. Because, like, it's hard to put accuracy on paper. Because, like, if you spray a C20, you start missing some bullets pretty quickly, where the Python will stay accurate no matter what. It's a sniper rifle. So, effective DPS overall isn't quite the only stat that matters here. Man, how you guys not know the Viper went full auto? That was like one of the only PRs I ever did. I made it full auto. Look, I even changed the description. It's retrofitted with the fully auto receiver. I'm a contributor. I'm a big man. I keep this game running. All right. Anyways. All right. Let's do some numbers. Let's do some numbers. So the Viper is 16 times 11. So Viper equals 3 TC for a total of 176 damage. Plus you can buy an additional 160 damage for 1 TC. Or 3 TC. And I need to restructure this. Cool. The DPS is 16 times 6. So it has a effective DPS of 96. How many times have I done this? I feel like I've done this like fucking 30 times. Of like breaking down statistical damages and shit. So theoretically, you can buy, so for 3 TC plus 1, so you can buy 14 magazines to equal the Python. So if you do 160 times 14, you can wait, is that right? You could effectively buy 2200 damage total through pistols. 14 TC of magazines equals 2240 damage. Why have I not considered this? I'm not doing my math wrong, right? Yeah, no, there's 160 damage in this bad boy. I mean, it's really, really not hard to reload guns quickly in this game if you're just like slightly ready, like if you just get slightly good at doing it. Like there's not much pause here, and I'm not that good. Oh fuck, I didn't know you could break those. So there's like a second or two that like you have to take time to reload. So like overall like your effective damage per like magazine or whatever is, well, not damage per magazine, like your overall upkeep of damage potential isn't as good as the C20, but the C20 is inaccurate. It's very inaccurate. I mean, have you ever sprayed a full mag of a C20? Let me do that a little bit more productive. So if I do a strange target and I stand this many tiles away, oops. Wait. It only did 240 damage when, remember, the C20 has a total of 496 damage. Oh yeah, I mean, you definitely need more than a single magazine to kill, like, a security officer. But, I mean, if you fully land every single bullet of a Viper... Actually, never mind, you will crit them. I lied. I forgot, their armor has gone a lot worse. Oh, it's absolutely hard to focus on reloading while running away. However, this raises a good question, though, that... Oh, yeah, with the bulletproof vest, he's going to be fine. But I could do it still. Like, how much damage does that even do? 63? He won't bleed to death. He's mostly fine. Overall, I'm wanting to... my overall idea was to make the more expensive, rarer, harder to get guns much better. Like, my point is that if you can just do one quick reload and kill a sec officer while saving 6 times your telecrystals, like, why do certain guns like this even exist? In their current form. Like, oh shit. I forgot to heal. Oops. Sorry. Like, that's terrible. That's 13 telecrystals. And it takes the whole Python. So I'd have to reload anyway. So, like, I can land just most of my bullets with a Viper for 4 telecrystals, or I could spend 17 telecrystals on my Python so I can even shoot a second target. And it's like not even that rare or uncommon that the security officers wear bulletproof vest. It's actually fairly common. You'll see them with even better gear. Like, it's if you see an officer with a riot bullet shield, if you see an officer with a riot bullet shield, you're not even going to be able to kill him. Oh, sorry, I lied. It takes every single bullet. Every single bullet. I mean, okay, fuck it. Let's just get some more basic ideas out here on the table. So, like, if I buy a C20, that was about 7 bullets to even break a shield. Uh, 20 bullets. Without bleeding, it takes 20 bullets to kill an officer with a bulletproof vest and a shield. So that would be somewhere around like 7 telecrystals. So like, yeah, the C20. So in this very, very quick rundown overall of damage, the Python is bad. There's a reason why you don't see it. Blowing all of your TC for potentially being able to crit one person with immaculate aim. You basically have to jump people. Like, the older Python that did less damage was more efficient. Yeah, I can raise the shield. They live. They are doomed, but funny, an officer in that state can still hit you with a disabler. They can still shoot you. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're at 99.9 damage. Well, the bleeding gets them. If you're at 99.9 damage and not crit, you can still be a threat. I mean, that's a good... How good is the head of security's hard suit? So, the head of security has the SWAT mask, right? Which is protective. And then, head of security hard suit. So, a whopping 50%. And then the helmet got another 10? Yeah, that's kind of my point. Everything in this game is fucking stun combat. It's all stun combat. Like, why do we have these really cool guns? The Python was great before. It was great before the 357 change. All it did was make it expensive. In the same scenarios as before, you're just blowing 4 times your telecrystals to have the same result. Like, there is no reason to buy this gun unless you're just trying to instantly kill someone and get away with it. So without a shield, the head of security can survive 5 Python shots. With EVA capability, by the way. Like, just FYI, you You can't even buy a blood red and a python. So, just keep that in mind. You could buy a web vest, but then the head of security is probably not going to be wearing his EVA in, like, this perfect hypothetical. Holy shit, there's so much mess. I think there's a stamina thing going on. I don't really know. The reason why I'm even doing this is I'm concerned is that, there's... I've seen things, or I've seen discussions to make guns weaker, which I don't understand, because guns are already kind of not good. Like, for player versus player combat, uh, stun batons, disablers are always, always, always king. So I don't really understand why we would nerf guns even more when they are already not that good. Alright, back to the scheduled. Guns are the weakest form of killing somebody in this game by a mile. They're not good. Only submachine guns are good. And shotguns in their, like, niche scenarios are pretty good. But, like, the Python is just straight up terrible. The head of security's hard suit is just slightly tankier than the normal security. So, like, the 40% where the head of securities is 50, right? Yeah. And you're slightly faster. It also looks sick. Well, yeah, there you go. See, you solo 3 Nukies because of stuns. Yeah, shotguns are good because they have stuns. The lethal shells are a joke. What's funny is because actually shotguns are stronger here than 13, which is crazy. And just raw damage, not including surgery, not including wound med. Go get some info in the CE sword. Does holding 2 E swords stack reflect? No, holding 2 energy swords does not stack reflection chance. I mean, fucking hell, like, how do you make lick oxide now? I've gotten super derailed, I'm sorry. Like, you just get a cell, so sure, get that, and then you grind that in there. Yeah, that's always a funny meme. That's always that's a good one. You can spend 13 telecrystals on the shitty ass Python, or you can spend fucking 10 telecrystals on a tool that can just like. Like, what? How many? 14 swings, 21, 28 swings. Hmm. Should you spend 13 telecrystals to get one shitty gun, or should you spend 10 telecrystals to swing 28 times to get more guns than every syndicate on the map could buy? Zinc plus mercury? That sounds like a battery. So, oh shit. Oh fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Lead. Oh shit. How the hell do you make lead? Lead. Wait, what? Hold up. Hold up. Battery or cell. You just throw a fucking piece of steel in there? Wait. No? Okay. Oh, but it, like, is like an inefficient mix, so like you have to have a chem master to make lick oxide. So like that's not really as like viable anymore. That meme doesn't work. Okay, back to the scheduled programming. Move on to the Cobra. The Cobra is a slower shooting gun than the Viper. However, it makes up for it because these bullets do 19 damage a shot. So we do some basic Cobra equals 3 Terra crystals for a total of 19 times 11. 209 damage. Plus you could buy an additional 176 for 1 TC. The DPS is only, was it 4? 19 times 4. The DPS is 76. And the Cobra, like every other pistol, is a laser beam. Oops. Fucking Alexander, god damn it. Shoots perfectly straight. Not perfectly. There's a tiny deviation, but it's irrelevant. Or is it 4? Oh shit, sorry. Sorry. It's 4. And the Python used to be 4. But the ammo is 1. So you get a higher initial cost. It's a higher initial cost, but it's incredibly quiet. The impact sounds are louder than the actual hits. So like so if you wanted to buy 13 TC of magazines to equal to Python's total cost, like if you want to go all in, is how I'm kind of comparing it. 13 TC, which is 176 times 13, is a total of, funnily enough, I think these two pistols actually fit their niche quite well. I actually somehow think the Cobra and Viper are by far the most balanced pistols in the game right now. I think they're the most balanced weapons in the game. They're not good enough. They are absolutely not good enough that you're going to be running down the hallways, gunning everyone down. You can't do it because you have to reload. But they are good enough in their assassination attempts and good enough at dissuading at least one person. I am getting the very quick impression that these two guns are basically, these should be the baseline of guns. And this looks really funny. Like, you look at this sheet, and it's like, well, bigger number better, but then you don't, you have to look at this. And I should quickly add this up. So 496 plus 960. So the total damage of the C20 is terrible. And it costs way more damage total. So what is a Viper's roll? Due to its high DPS, cheap cost, it is a very effective mag dumper. You pull that bitch out when somebody's chasing your ass, you know, like, you got your, remember, it can be fully automatic. It fits in a pocket. It's like, oh, security's chasing you? They're not chasing you. And that was only 3 telecrystals. The very, very powerful dissuader. That is the Viper's niche. The Cobra's niche, don't really need to explain it. You see the mime who's silent as night. You silence him. These two, these two need changed. If the C20's even too allowed, yeah, you're gonna get valid hunted. You're gonna get chased by some fucking gray. That's why you reload and shoot their ass too. If the C20 is gonna remain purchasable for syndicates, it needs to be so much better than like what the Python currently offers. Also, I did this wrong. The Python's ammo is not, it's 4 TC. So, like, it's actually worse than my numbers are. It's 18 TC total. I'm not reviewing, I'm not doing melee weapons right now. Yes, the Python can quickly crit an unarmored target, but the thing is with the Python, as soon as you buy it and shoot it, somebody hears that and they go, oh, Python, you're valid. Like, what good is critting somebody loudly? Because you can buy, for the same overall benefit, you could buy a hypo pen for 6 TC, and you could buy a bottle of, oh, where the, I can never fucking, it's in Miss. You can buy a bottle of Nocturne and hypo pen for only 11 telecrystals, and this gives you enough TC to, this is cheaper than one Python, not even including the reload, and you can knock 3 people out entirely. Like, I'm tired of being slow. You can actually fight a stun baton with a hypo pen because it's faster. Like, the hypo pen is the stun meta. And it's cheaper than a Python. So that's always worth considering. And again, this is another reason why you see this so often. And I don't think the solution is to nerf the hypo pen. I think if you're going to be doing something, and like, you can hide hypo pens and stuff so well. You can just get a soda can. You know, you do that, you put your Nocturne in the soda can, you break the bottle, now you have a nondescript soda can on you, and you have a hidden hypo pen in your PDA. Versus, let me pull out my Python, which might be able to, at absolute best, crit 3 people with perfect aim while making you valid, and giving yourself away entirely. Because here's also the thing. The way low roleplay rules work, well, the Python needs to be buffed, absolutely. That is 100% part of this immediate finding. I can't believe I've been ranting on this for about 45 fucking minutes. But here's the thing. You non-lethally kill an officer, you can take their stun baton. You can take their standard issued pistol. Because remember, they come with pistols now. This is a very big point. If all security is going to have guns, which I'm fine with, I think security should have guns. The Syndicate should be able to get guns that are better, cheaper. Security should not be at... one security officer should not be quite on par with one Syndicate. But as of right now, one security officer is often better equipped and more ready for fighting than a Syndicate blowing all their TC on combat. Because there's no there's a blood red actually puts you at a disadvantage because the blood red slows you. You know, it slows you by 10%. If a security officer is only wearing their standard issued backpack and their armor, they can run into you and hit you with a stun baton. Still, just due to the nature of speed in this game. So even if you build for combat, for like spacing capability, the Blood Red's a bad choice. You're going to want to buy the Web Vest. But yet again, remember, this game follows a very simple pattern. You buy a Web Vest, you're valid. You'll win your gunfight. For sure. Like, you have the piercing damage, the resistance. But at the cost of outing yourself, guaranteed. And people in low roleplay on our Wizard Den servers remember everything up until the moment they hit critical. So they see, oh, there's a guy wearing a web vest with the python, just killed me. Well, you're fucked. Like, you're outed for the rest of the round. That type of thing. And syndicates used to have more options. Like, I've done this comparison a few times. You can go and look on my channel for the species comparison. Spacing used to be way, way, way more dangerous, which was, again, another tool syndicates had to their advantage. They could space areas and kill unarmored people. Spacing is so slow now and does so little damage that even slimes can spend a full fucking minute chasing your ass with a stun baton in space. Like, I mean, even if you play medium roleplay, the gear still is just as bad there. You just only have 4 people to shoot or whatever. Like, there's not that many people on medium roleplay. Spacing's a joke, period, right now. I haven't played a round since spacing was made slow that anyone gave a shit about spacing. Fucking Singularity's eating the station still has air on the station. Well, Space Wind should be fixed, I agree, but Space Wind's fucked up and has not been fixed. Which I'm not saying that, like, I'm disappointed. Obviously, I would not be disappointed with the contributors and maintainers of the game. I mean, okay, I was doing guns, but now I'm talking about it. Let me just fucking. We're gonna pry this tile. Because remember, this is only 10 telecrystals and has infinite utility now. It's spaced. Start a timer. No oxygen. Sorry, let me go to the corner of the room and not stand directly on it. I did not know there was a bleeding indicator now. Ow. My soapbox. Do I have a soapbox? So, solid 55 seconds. That's without oxygen, by the way. You can't really just grab the fire axe because you need access. I mean, this is including none of that shit. We don't even have oxygen. So, fix, screw it, Atmos, I'll turn, sure. Let me revive myself. Let me re-enter myself. What? Control mob. What? Okay. I cannot control the mob. That one, I broke Eurus. In that time, every single Nuki's already dead. So let me get my, sure. And gas mask. Sure, give me a CENTCOM one. I don't care. Turn that on. And let's pry this bitch. How long do you last with oxygen? Not even taking pressure damage yet. There we go. Oh shit, I dropped my oxygen. I scuffed the test. This is a real world scenario test. Also, why do you bleed so fast? So they should crit any second now. There you go. We'll just say 119. Extra 25, 30 seconds. Yeah, a winter coat could give you another probably 10, 15 seconds. Shrapnel would be cool, but that's out of scope of any fix I could possibly do. But yeah, oops, that's pointless. Spacing's a joke. Have you you guys are aware of like I mean, might as well while I'm here. Because most security officers are arachnids. Does it have heat resistance? It doesn't matter. I mean, that's only for combat damage, but it does. You're correct. Keep in mind you're in a room with an axe maniac. Keep in mind you're gonna a guy with a stun baton's gonna come in and fuck your day up. Remember, arachnids are faster than default move speed. They also take very little to no barotrauma. Well, they don't take no. They take very little baro. So with an arachnid with oxygen with a winter coat, which is not an uncommon sight. Oh shit. And we just stand in the corner, furthest away from the spacing. And this is spacing in the middle of the room, by the way. In a small hallway, by the way. A bigger hallway would give you more time. Howdy. I guess what's happening is me ranting about the game. Not really ranting. Just, looking at numbers. Doing some deep dives. I've played Barotrauma, yeah. It means you're bleeding. Arachnids live a very, very long time. One benefit is, though, is that arachnids do get slower. Oh my god, I did it again. Oh, wait, it's in my pocket, it's fine. They do get slower, but not by a significant amount. I could go and cook a fucking 5-course meal during this time. That's how slow spacing is. I'm actually taking bleed damage. That's incredible. So, like 212 with Oxy. Like, come on. It's just too long. It's just way too long. And that's not even with the space pen, which you come with. Everyone comes with the space pen. With the space pen, you got another 30 seconds. I've seen Nuki rounds end faster than this. Like, spacing might as well not exist. It doesn't do anything. It only... All spacing does right now, again, is kill people who are new to the game that aren't aware of how to, like, put on oxygen or escape it. Spacing is a noob trap. Did they remove the space pen from the emergency box? That's still there. Okay, this snoring is starting to annoy me. I've been like ignoring it. Now it's Space Wind bit doesn't even work. I think Space Wind is on. What about the D sword? The melee weapons are fine. Melee weapons don't really need balanced. Like, the Fire Axe is the best purchase in the game. In terms of, like, versatility and lethality. Like, I actually think most Syndicate items should be balanced around the Fire Axe, not any other way around. Can you not control mobs if they die anymore? That must be, like, some new bug. Okay, D-Sword? Sure. Or not D-Sword, sorry. The Bulldog bundle is 25 telecrystals. This one did get buffed. Actually, apparently... Did only the Nuki one get buffed? No, it did get buffed. Bulldog, 25 telecrystals, so it's... back here. Bulldog equals 25 telecrystal for a total of... So, it's 72 times 8. 576. 576 damage. Plus... times 2 plus 1,152 in the bundle comes with 8 bean bags, which is very good. Well, normally debug control mob doesn't really care about, like, souls. That's why it's a debug thing. But I think something's not working quite right with it. The DPS of the Bulldog is 72 times 2. I could probably do that in my head, but I'm lazy. So the perfect DPS is 144. So if you're barrel stuffing somebody, it has the highest DPS of all the guns in the game. You want to know a really funny way to hide a dead body? Here, I'll show you. You grab your uplink, you go to utility, you buy this, you do that, and make sure they don't have suit coordinates. But there you go. Your body's hidden. What do you do with beanbags as a nuke? Well, that's an easy. I can explain that one. You take that out, you put that in. Uh-oh, you see an officer with a stun baton? He dropped it. You see the head of security with... You see the head of security with his free WT? It's only real stuns you're gonna get as a nuke is the bulldog. So the bulldog actually has utility in that regard. And again, this is a syndicate discussion. I think nukies are actually in a pretty decent spot right now. Them having additional telecrystals helps, and I would like to balance them overall, but I kind of get anxiety, I guess, trying to PR things. Like even doing all this like number breakdown, I feel I feel since I can't code, I almost since I can't code, there isn't like quite the same level of like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about type of thing. If you, I don't know if anyone feels that or gets what I mean by that. I mean, I was straight up told in the Discord yesterday that I'm not aware of how gameplay mechanics affect rules and players, or something like it was something like that, and I'm to be honest, I'm kind of confused by that, considering I've admin this game for almost a year now and been playing it for 2,000 plus hours. I think I'm pretty fucking aware of how the changes of the game affect how players react. Yes, there is a melee rework that would effectively remove criticals, and it would be like you do slightly more damage, but you will have like a special attack or a wide swing. I believe Goon Station has special attacks. So I've tested all the guns except the L6, which I guess technically you can buy the L6. So I mean, while we're here, let's just write it down. No, the stun meta's old. I think anyone who plays the game often, especially in combat positions, like if you play security, you play Syndicate, you play Nuki, it gets tiring how the odds of you actually getting shot to death is incredibly low. No, I mean I definitely have uh I definitely have a like a leg to stand on when I complain about things. Like I get that, but I think it's just like a little disheartening. I don't know. I don't need to use my stream to complain or vent. Nobody wants to hear me bitch about personal issues, not gameplay. I'm here to bitch about the game. Zombies are not removed; they're back. And speaking of not bitching or complaining, I was arguing they shouldn't come back until we had better rules for them, but we decided to bring them back anyway. So, yeah. There's no rules for zombies. Have fun. That's the state of zombies. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Zombies are back, and they came back. We removed zombies because the game mode was broken and unfun. Now they're back with mechanical changes, but we haven't written any new rules for it. So now we just have collectively decided that fuck it, we're just not going to admin zombies if we're going to bring them back without us. We just brought zombies back and just do whatever the fuck you want. There's no rules for zombies. No one wants to deal with it. It's just survival. Survival's been gone for a long time. Yeah, zombie mechanically are great. Zombies are mechanically much better. There's no rules. So there's going to be times where you're going to get killed by a very meta gaming zombie. But there's no you don't even like don't help it. Unless they're like being a huge dick, there is no rules for zombies. No, you don't have to do zombie stuff. That's part of this discussion. There's no such thing as zombie stuff anymore. We don't have rules for zombies. Do whatever you want. You're a zombie, fucking break every window. It doesn't matter. There are no rules. Not anyone, no. The zombies have no rules. We were working on making rules for zombies because they haven't had rules since their implementation. And we get 8, 10, 12 A-helps around of zombie players either team killing, which got fixed, or just doing shit that was never clear of what they should be doing. Yes, zombies target whatever you want now. You want to eat the Atmos pipes? Fucking go for it. We didn't write rules for it. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Zombies are incredibly smart. Do whatever you want. Go eat the healing pills off the counter, because you certainly know what those are as a zombie. Sorry, that was my rant for the day. I expressed my concerns about zombies not having clearly written rules, and it was dismissed. So, like, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking maul about it all day, as much as it annoys me. Okay, L6 Saw. The L6 Saw is incredibly good damage, but this has its own problem, so you get 19 times 101 for a whopping 1900 damage. L6 Saw equals 30 TC for a total of 19 damage, plus you get another 1900 in the bundle. It's not a matter of balancing, and I think this is why my point got mixed. I don't care if zombies are overpowered. There are players who have gotten warned. There's players who've gotten banned. There's players with notes on their account for doing zombie things that we earlier decided they weren't supposed to do. But now there's no clearly defined rules. So there's players who have gotten punishments for things that we don't have written down. And it's really fucked up. Like, players should not get punished for things that we don't have defined. So the only decision for the admin team at this point is just let zombies do whatever they want. Because we can't just arbitrarily decide between admin, like, yeah, you're fucking banned because you bit a pipe, when there's nothing anywhere that states that they shouldn't do that. And, like, it really bothers me. Like, it really, really bothers me that players can get falsely banned or falsely get warnings or falsely get notes. Like, I really don't like that. It really bothers me. And I feel like the concern among that is very lackluster. Like, I feel like there should be a larger concern that good players that don't know what they are supposed to be doing because there's nothing telling them what to do can get in trouble. Like I don't a help zombies, and like I don't warn zombies when I'm adminning because it never feels right. We don't have anything telling me I should tell them not to do that. Like I don't feel bad when I a help some guy for blowing up the AME when he's a non-intag. I don't care if he calls me a slur. He broke very clearly defined rules. It's easy to follow clearly defined rules. But like I've been adminning this game for a year now, and like it just sucks. Like there's nothing to protect players in this game mode. And like I've seen some argument. It's like, well, why do zombies have different rules than nukies? Well, it's like they're zombies. Are zombies supposed to be on the same level of nukies? Like, are zombies allowed to go arm the nuke? Can they go drag the nuclear disc to the nuke? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I get it's low role play, but I don't know. I think maybe I think I'm just overly emotionally invested in new player and player quality in general. That like I think I'm getting like personally like tired of not being able to like express my own point. I feel like it's because I can't I feel like it's because I can't articulate myself correctly of why I can't get my point across as to why having no rules for an entire game mode for an entire antagonist is a problem. Okay, this got very derailed. I apologize. So the L6 has 19 times 8, 152 DPS. Oops. Uh, I would say the bare minimum would be something like that, but we don't have that written down. So zombies can just break every single wall they want if they want to. Well, here's the problem. We're currently just using Rule 1 to enforce zombies. But you can see that in the forums. Uh, it's basically up to admin discretion if we don't like you. So it's actually as bad as it sounds. We actually are using undefined rules to deal with zombies specifically. We use the golden rule. Admins may exercise discretion with rules as they see fit. If you rule lawyer or line skirt, you will get removed. Admins will answer for the use of this privilege. Thankfully, admins will answer for the use of this privilege is becoming more admins will be held more accountable. So, thankfully, rule 1 will have to be used in the worst scenarios, which admittedly, I mean, insider information or not, I don't fucking know if it's insider information. Rule 1 is very, very rarely used. And I haven't seen it used incorrectly, in my own opinion, over time. In the year I've been admitting, I have not really seen Rule 1 used poorly. That's why Rule 1ing zombies is funny, because we didn't draw a line, so how the fuck are you skirting the line? I guess because... Okay, real talk, yes. There are other rules that are still in play for zombies. Like, don't be a dick. It's an ambiguous rule. But, like, antagonists have a lot of leeway. This is, like, where this somewhat ties in. You may kill and sabotage as you see fit. However, if your behavior degrades the experience of the majority of the server, you'll be told to stop. However, zombies, I feel like, can justify, yeah, breaking walls makes it easier to find people. Breaking pipes makes it so they can't breathe. Well, thankfully for admin abuse, I think we're working on a form. I say we, I'm not doing shit. CE is working on like a form to do official admin complaints, which is good. Admins should be held accountable. We should be held accountable. Our overall goal is to enhance this game's experience, and if we have no way of being told that we're not enhancing the experience, what the hell are we doing? And also, like zombies can definitely metagame. Like, you shouldn't, like, destroying the comms console. I get that isn't really written anywhere, but there's rules about unintentionally stalling rounds that will still affect zombies. So, like, when I say, let me clarify, when I say that zombies themselves have no rules, it's that zombies themselves have no specific rules, and that gets loose because how do I fucking articulate this? Our admitting has gone a lot more straightforward in the past few months. We actually have a proper ban policy now, which is great that for like 7-8 months our ban policy is basically just whatever we kind of felt like. Yeah, see, like, Nukies during their own zombie rounds, there's always metagaming. Don't admit you stalled around. Why would you wait? Why would you admit that? Unless it's like tying into a joke that you're the only person on a server, and that, like, that's kind of funny. But what rule would I recommend? What do you mean? What rule would I recommend? Follow all the rules? I don't think any of these rules are here for a bad reason. Like, I fully 100% agree with every one of these rules. I voted on these rules. Yeah, we had that discussion, and that was what I was told. I was told that it should get mechanically fixed. Well, you can't mechanically fix everything. Like, it's impossible. I don't know what I I I I have no idea what zombie should be. I'm only complaining. I don't have a great solution. I'm really mostly just expressing concern for players. I'm worried that we will end up accidentally hurting a good player. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm speaking purely out of place of passion for community. Like, I respect Emo for making zombies better. It's awesome. I love the contributors and maintainers that can make this stuff happen. And I appreciate every admin for trying to do the right thing. But at the moment, we don't have a right thing to do for zombies in certain scenarios. So the game experience will either be degraded. The game experience will either be degraded, or a player's experience will either be degraded, because we don't have a great plan for what we're supposed to really be doing. Like, I feel like, yeah, I probably have pretty good direction of how to, like, let the game's chaos unfold. But not everyone should trust me for that. Not everyone agrees with me. Not everyone's going to have the same exact opinion of me on the level of chaos and stuff that's acceptable. Or even on the level of, like, self-and-tagging is acceptable. So, like, that's why we need more clearly defined rules, because what I agree with, another person may not agree with. And this is a community game. So, like, we need the rules to fit the community. We need the rules to fit the game. I'm sure people have fun with zombies. But that fun's gonna stop real quick when you get a boink sound for something that you don't think you're doing wrong, but we do. And our leg to stand on is a subjective rule. Yes, exactly. What Frenchius Fry just typed out is what I'm trying to articulate. That is it. That is the example. A zombie can break every window, and one admin might say, "Hey, that's being a dick," or I might say, "That's not being a dick." It could literally be a coin toss whether that person gets a warning, a note, or banned, depending on admin, because we don't have clearly defined rules. And no, I'm not running my own fork. Are you crazy? I can't even stay on topic for a stream. The whole point of this stream was supposed to be talking about fucking gun balance. And I'm just like freaking out about like having an existential crisis about zombies. I think I think it probably comes from a place of like almost too much passion. Or too much concern about. Okay. L6 Saw. L6 Saw has amazing stats, but I'll scramble a PAI in a second. The L6 Saw, despite having incredibly good stats, is incredibly inaccurate. Like, that took 30 bullets on the bulletproof armor guy, despite the fact that I'm not even that many tiles away. You lose both hands, which is a pretty big deal. Wielding the L6 Saw should probably make it pretty laser accurate. Um, Nukies and Syndicates, especially, need to be thinking about dragging bodies. They need to be thinking about picking up fallen guns. They need to be thinking about messing with their inventory to heal themselves. Having to wield and unwield only to even make the gun usable is a very big problem. Because unwielded, I mean, I hit the fucking head of security more times I hit what I was aiming at. Like, the L6 Saw statistically is awesome, but to use it in any real manner of usability, you have to get pretty close to stun baton range, which is terrifying. I'm fine with L6 Saw sucking if it's a one-handed weapon, but I think if you're using it in a two-handed capacity, it should be absolutely monstrous. Especially since it's the most expensive gun in the game, and I think should remain the most expensive gun in the game. Like, inject the PAI, turn it on, DNA Scrambler. Wait. Wait. Wait, what? If you press C to wield it, it will waste a bullet. Okay, you cannot turn into a person. It is there. The option's there, but it doesn't work. Thankfully. Is there like some like weird... Okay. You cannot turn a PAI into a human. I'm not very curious though. Can you like... What? Do you have normal speech? What the fuck? Actually, okay. This has gotten... Use a DNA scrambler while you're handcuffed. You can't. It doesn't let you use it. Okay. That's good. I'm extremely off track. I can't focus. I'm sorry. What if I like fuck myself
The
up?
emergency shuttle has been called.
Like, okay, you don't heal. Wait. Wait. No, okay. That body was already there. I'm tripping. Also, my unscrambled DNA was still on fire? What? What? Okay, so if I set myself on fire with a DNA scrambler, like smite flames, if I swap my DNA, will I still burn to death? Like, hold on. What happens? My health isn't changing, but my DNA is still on fire. Theoretically, yeah, the DNA scrambler works on anything living, apparently. That, like, has blood. Oh, damn, my DNA's on fire. Okay. I'm just on fire again. That's... course it works. All right. You lose all your abilities. Like the Rat King stuff went away when I transformed. It seems like it quite literally just puts like a human body inside you that you can swap to. It doesn't like have like any weird like crossover effect like that. Holy shit. Anyways, my closing thoughts, I guess, just doing some very quick like numbers in my head. Overall effectiveness. Um, Take it easy, mouse hats. Thanks for stopping by. Oops. There you go. That's filtered by TC cost. Thankfully, there is a ramping DPS increase overall, in quotes, but effectiveness versus actual usability isn't quite there. It almost seems like guns are balanced purely for mag size in a way. Because like, yeah, this looks disgusting. But reality is that it is
incredibly inaccurate, and the actual damage of it might be worse than a Viper because you're not going to hit anything. Round quality, if you're playing Lizard, I don't know. I don't play Lizard. I don't admin Lizard. I don't look at Lizard. Leviathan has gotten worse. Um, we're short on experienced admin time. Like, I certainly don't admin as much as I used to just because it's just hard. Yeah, balancing can't be done on paper. Leviathan is becoming like Lizard. That's a joke. Why do I ignore Lizard? Long story. On paper is kind of irrelevant to a degree. Like, you can look at the Python and instantly identify that something's wrong. A gun should not cost this much, not really have that much DPS over, like, the Viper, for example, for such an insanely high opportunity cost. Like, I think the Viper and Cobra are in a great place.
The emergency shuttle has docked with the
Oh,
station.
fuck off, shuttle. I think the Bulldog is in a good spot, but it should not be 25 telecrystals. I almost think I almost think I don't know. I really don't know. I think it would be cool if syndicates could purchase this without having to go through hoops. Uplink sales would be great. I really like uplink sales from 13 for sure. Progressive traders do sound pretty cool. I've seen a little bit about it. Not too much though. Go away, shuttle. I don't care. So like overall, trying to think, the Python should not be 13 TC. The Python should be like 8 or something. 13 is goofy high. I haven't seen a purchase once in like the 10, 15 rounds I played since 357 was added. Microwave Hamlet. Like, that was instant. I think Python should be around like 8 TC. What the fuck, loan offs happen? Wait, no, I turned off rules. What? I don't know why that happened. Well, I'm trying to do a more conclusive gun balance overall. Like, the Python would probably be a pretty easy convince. It's just a bad purchase. It's a very bad gun. You blow all your TC to do what you could do with a 3 or 4 TC gun. I don't want to make it do more damage. Um, I think the game would be fine if you could buy the C20 and Bulldog bundle. As a Syndicate, obviously. Like, I know 13 servers didn't let you do that, but that's because the guns hit a lot harder in 13. Yeah, no, that's true. Certain guns have extreme niches. But what I'm arguing is that guns like the Python are easy for me to think about balancing is because the Python doesn't do its job better than really. Now, Python can't be 4TC. It's too good. It's statistically way too good for 4TC. The DPS is too high. Its total damage per magazine is way too high for 4TC. Because with 8TC, you could buy the Python. And then you have the choice of buying 3 extra mags or speed loaders. No, absolutely not. The China Lake should not be purchasable round start. The China Lake's the best gun in the game.
Welcome to the station, crew. Enjoy your stay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the China Lake got a little worse, technically. Oops. Like, didn't certain armors just get like a ton of explosion resistance? Yeah. The hard suit or the hard suit. The China Lake did just get nerfed pretty hard. Because a lot of armor has more explosion resistance now. Okay, honestly, a Python bundle, with that comes with the outlaw hat would be kind of cool, just to like be more cost efficient. Why do I not play roboticist? We don't have a roboticist. Kind of hard to play it. I mean, I guess just out of curiosity. Also, just the fact that spacing is pretty weak. So like, it's not bad still. What's the blood reds? Oops, I should fix the spacing. Oh shit, I need to fix the... Oh fuck. Like, what's the blood red's explosion resistance? Worse than the security? That's fair. It's still pretty good. What about commander and agent? I know I'm talking about syndicates. Or it's called elite hardsuit. Commander 50, probably 50. 70. Wait, what? Yeah, I think the commander should have the explosion resistance, not the agent. But that's just me. Um, what about instead of frag rounds, blast rounds? Good, good. That's good. That's very good. I have no issue with the China Lake damage. The China Lake is actually one of the most balanced guns in the entire game. I don't think the Juggernaut suit has explosion resistance. Oh, I'm happy to be wrong. I'm very happy to be wrong. There's some fun potential there. It actually doesn't. Did the speed get changed? I think it did, right? You're not that slow anymore. You are not that slow at all. Like this is not bad, right? I mean, you're not like breaking speed records. No, there's no stun resistance in the game unless you take drugs. Even then, it doesn't help you resist stuns. It has to be faster. I don't remember it being this fast. Can you survive 3 blast rounds? No. You cannot. Stims do that, but it's not stun resistance. It's stun recovery. Like, what about the China Lake with frags? Because a security officer can't survive 3, can a... Probably has asphyxiation damage. Why'd I check? I could just... So, the Jug can survive more than a security officer. They're not feeling too great, but that is definitely an option. That is certainly an option. Awesome. I really like that. I quite enjoy... Like, the China Lake is beautifully balanced, honestly. Well, who gives a shit if you're about to get stun batoned? Security officers. So the Jugga suit reduces your movement speed by 35%, right? And the security hard suit reduces your movement speed by 25%. There's only about a 10% benefit they have on you. So, what you do is you just fucking. Especially if they're not wearing armor, like. Have you seen a basic security officer? They don't. They don't feel so good when they get hit by, Pump this out, you grab one of the. You grab a blast round. This is what I think about stun batons. At worst, you do a third of your health as a Nuki or a Juggernaut, and if you're a Nuki, you just inject yourself with a fucking Omnizine stim. Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? Stun baton me? Fucking obliterates their corpse. You don't have to worry too much about a basic officer stun batoning if you have a China. Alright, isn't the research director suit like they can buy it? Oh yeah, don't don't shoot the RD with it. That is pointless. It's space proof, yeah. The RD suit only slows you the same as the security officers. Problem is though, it doesn't protect you against like combat damage very often or very much. Yeah, don't let the RD steal your China Lake. That's a pretty good fact. The The senior roles don't get anything special. Yeah, you get experience. You get drip. Have you seen the drip on these guys? Hold on. Hold on. Look at that fucking like, oh my god, that is immaculate drip. I'm not even hating. Fucking gorgeous. Seniors can indeed be syndicates, yes. And yeah, one of the ideal things was that heads often had to teach newbies, and due to the nature of the game, there's always newbies, so that heads couldn't effectively be heads. Senior cargo tech. Yeah, I push boxes better than anyone. Let's see, can they open Atmos? Yes, they can. So I guess there's one benefit to that, which I'm assuming that means senior physician can open chem. Yeah, so that's one benefit of them. Yeah, senior physicians can be syndicate agents. Good question. I want to hope not. For security on this station. No, they cannot. What a great audio. Uh-oh. I slipped them. No, senior roles shouldn't be treated really any differently in terms of like equipment. No, there's no basic access to other departments.
Alright, I've been doing this for, dude, I've been dragging this fucking guy for too long. Seniors should technically not be treated any different than a normal role. They should just be treated like they're not like second in control. They're just meant to teach people. They're mentors. I can see how giving them extra access though, like the making the physician and the engineer have extra access can be kind of confusing. Yeah, they have authority for teaching. They have no other authority. They are proof that they are proof to a new player that you played long enough. You probably know what you're talking about. Okay, let's. I want to close space station. I'm done messing around. This is gonna be the very boring part of the stream, and it's not gonna last long. So if you've enjoyed your viewage so far, enjoyed my rants, enjoyed me shooting a target, enjoyed me just shooting the shit, basically, you're free to go. But I'm gonna take some time to theorize the overall TC cost of damage, and I mean, realistically, I just have to kind of keep in mind um I have to basically keep in mind that certain guns aren't just stats. Like, they have their own downsides and upsides. Viper 3TC 176 damage plus 160 damage for every 1T magazine. So for theoretically, if you wanted to, you could spend 160 times 7, the 160 times 17. 17. What the hell is going on? Oh, I turned off my numlock. 17 TC equals 2700. It's 2700. 20 damage extra. Cobra 4TC 209 damage plus 176 damage for every 1 TC mag. 16 TC equals times 16. Wait. Oh fuck. Sorry. 176 times 16. 2186. Oops. 28. A little dyslexic. Extra. Python right now is fucking shit.
Also, my math is terrible. What the hell? Actually, I could just... 17 TC total, so... Fucking 756. Theoretically, so if we'll put in, if the Python were to be 8 TC, which is still 378 damage, you could buy plus 378 for a reload. You could buy 3 of them. So for 12 TC equals 378 times 3. 1134 damage extra. So here's the thing. If you were to blow all your TC in an 8 telecrystal python, yes, you don't have nearly as much damage total as if you were to buy the Viper and Cobra. However, the Viper and Cobra being less efficient guns, DPS and magazine damage total wise, is fine because those guns are meant to be a little bit more versatile. They're more so sidearms. Where I think the Python is intended to be a primary. It's intended to be, you make this purchase, this is your plan. And if you want, you still have 12 telecrystals if you want to buy armor. You can buy your blood red. You can buy a blood red, a mag, and the Python. Like there's many different options you have here. So I really do think 8 telecrystals might actually be a very solid ground to stand on. You can't kill that many people, but you will most likely win your gunfight. I mean, I thought we weren't supposed to be adding new ammo types. Oh, you mean just straight up fully replace it? Now, I think if it, as of right now, with the exact stats of the game, I think if you were to make the ammo 3 TC, having 1500 extra damage with how much DPS this thing does, this thing can crit you in less than 1 second with no armor. And it doesn't directly leave bullets on the ground. That is certainly an advantage that's worth mentioning. You dump the bullets when you want to dump them. You don't leave evidence behind directly. So it almost has a pseudo stealth element like the Cobra. I think I think this isn't a terrible idea. I think this makes sense mathematically, considering elements outside of math as well. Now, here's the tough one. I could just copy this because there's no such thing as a C20 mag right now. Plus, I think bundles should probably be in their... Whistling Jake. Hey, Liltenhead, I really enjoy your content. Enjoy what you do for 14. Hey, thank you for the 10 bucks. I very much appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying spreadsheet gaming. See, I don't know what to do about the ammo types because I think we don't want new guns or new bullets. Yeah, the Python instantly outs you as valid. But if you don't drop bullets, you might get away with it. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and I will PR this guaranteed. I will do this. These two, how the hell do we balance them? The C20 might actually just have to be cheaper than the Bulldog. Which is funny because it's like the opposite in 13. I think. At least I like TG it is. You think so? You think there should be no justification for syndicate agents being able to buy primaries in quotations without having to kill Renault or work with another syndicate? Because reminder, the China Lake bundle, the China Lake is also 25 TC. That's what it's up against. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. You can buy a Fire Axe web vest, no slips, for 15 TC, and then you still have 5 more to play with. And that can kill so many people. That's out of scope. Adding more ways to get telecrystals is out of scope of what I'm capable of doing, what I'm trying to do. If you guys understand what I'm trying, like what I mean there. I'm only capable of editing basic values. I can't code. And I'm very much willing to try to allow these guns to have like a test in the game. I'm very curious the level of chaos of allowing these guns to be purchased for syndicates going all in. I mean, people already buy the surpluses, and the surpluses can often give you a gun bundle. Like, it's pretty common. It's probably like a 1 in 4, I'd say, 1 in 3 maybe, of getting a gun bundle with other good shit. So is it that big of a deal to allow somebody to go all in and basically be able to buy nothing or very little of anything else? Like, I think Syndicate should have the ability to go loud. They're still never going to be as good as a Lone Op or as good as a Nuki team. So, like, why can't one player who's really good and has a plan cause a lot of damage? I mean, you can fucking screwdriver 2 doors and destroy the entire station if you let the singularity loose. So what's the difference if they shoot 4 people? The random loadouts are cool. I actually did play around with that in 13. Oh yeah. You know what's funny? There was a time period. I don't know if any of you guys have played 14 long enough. You used to be able to buy the L6 for like it was like 20 telecrystals, I think. And I think the L6 used to do like it was a ridiculous amount of damage. It did like 34 damage and was accurate.
And you used to be able to buy that as a syndicate. And like I still remember security being able to stop people with that back then. That was like well over a year ago in Space Station 14. So like I think maybe I might even be thinking too hard about this. I think syndicates having more lethals probably would be fine because security has more lethals now. Yeah, I'm not kidding. You used to be able to buy C20s. You used to be able to buy L6s back in like over a year ago. And guns were twice as, if not three times as lethal back then. It's worth mentioning that the standard issued gun for security also did like 34 damage a shot. Just FYI. Why I think the China Lake shouldn't be made more expensive is because in order to buy a China Lake by yourself, you have to spend not a single telecrystal, break into the bridge, kill Renault, butcher Renault, eat the telecrystals, and then buy a bundle. That is not a walk in the park. And that's what I mean. These three are the same price. In order to buy any of these currently by yourself as a syndicate, you have to do exactly that. And reminder, security gets access to 3-4 submachine guns sometimes automatically in their armory. Having one individual with basically the equivalent of one armory gun cannot be that big of a deal. Is just what I'm thinking. There's often 7 to 10 officers. Like the detective gets a sick revolver. Every officer in the game gets a lethal magazine pistol. There's armory. There's the ability to purchase more guns. The head of security has a submachine gun with 2 extra magazines. He basically has a C20 in his pocket. Salvage can get guns easy. Like, guns are in high supply in the game right now. So I think, as a consequence for security having so many lethal options, I think syndicates need to ramp up. Because, as we discussed today, I don't know if all you were here for this, spacing is very weak. So even like grenades and stuff are nowhere near as good as they used to be. So like you don't even have the comfort of space to save you anymore as a syndicate. Like you have nothing. Syndicates are only really succeeding if they are playing their hearts out in space or like doing their objectives as super undercover. Undercover play is fine. Yeah, thankfully Salvage can't get RPGs anymore. Do you think both the C20 and Bulldog should be 20 TC? I almost think the Bulldog should be 20, and I'm thinking like I'm just looking at the numbers. I think the Bulldog can be 20 because of the beanbags. And like maybe the C20 should be like 18. Just so like there's the option you have to think about maybe being able to buy like, but if it's 18, people are just always looking to buy no slips. Like that wouldn't really make much of a difference. People would just like it would be C20 no slip is your combo or Bulldog if you're gonna go all in like that. Because 20 TC is crazy. You can't get no slips. You can't get any EMPs. I mean, gunfights are good though. Yeah, so I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe the C20 should be 17 and the Bulldog should be 20. Because here's another thing. It's easier to get ammo for the Bulldog than it is to get ammo for the C20. Because, like, you can find uh, buckshot and stuff on the station. So, like, the Bulldog has more potential in a way because of that. The only real way to get more C20 ammo would be, yeah, like if the C20 is 17 TC, you can make the decision to buy the web vest or buy no slips. You can't get both. So, like, you can't be a one-man army. And then you still have to worry about, do you have flash protection? Do you have medical items? Do you have space access? You can't buy the blood red. You can't even buy the Cindy EVA suit. Actually, I guess with the C20 you could. The C20 does use 35. Yes, it does use 35 auto. But it's still harder to get your hands on that than shotgun shell. Shotgun shells can be found in, like, the bar. Like, if you're a bartender, you can actually get more ammo for your Bulldog. No other default role can get... No, I would not put these lower than 17. 17 is the minimum price. That's because of an oversight, Pepe. P-E-P-E. What the hell is P-E-P-E in the elemental table? I'm not gonna, like, fucking Google it. I'm not Googling PP. I thought about it. I was about to start typing it in, and I'm like, what am I typing in? No, you can't round it out. Rounding it up's bad. 16's too low. See, that's why I think the Bulldog has to be 20. Because there's many ways to get shells. Oh, is it Pepe the frog? Wait, Pepe? I don't. Pepe. Okay, you were saying that. Oh, I know what Pepe is, but his name is P-E-P-E spaced out, and it looks like an elemental table thing. Oh yeah, it'll cause experimentation. Absolutely. You know what's cool though too? If the C20 is only 17 telecrystals, you can buy the sus toolbox. I think normal Cindy should be able to get to China Lake. Why not? What's your reasoning as to why they shouldn't be able to get China Lake? Period. They can already buy, like, mini bombs that destroy a large area. They can already buy a shit ton of C4 and do the same thing with less danger to themselves. It's using a China Lake is actually very difficult. I mean, this game is all hallways, and you always end up hitting a wall. It's the highest skill ceiling gun for sure. And I'm not trying to call you out. I'm genuinely curious, like, why you think it shouldn't be purchasable at all. Like a discussion. I know there's some pressure where, like, I'm, like, on my box and I can talk and, like, everyone's listening to me. So, like, if you feel pressured, then I apologize for that. I can understand why I'd feel a little pressured me questioning you like that. It was just C20 equals 17.
PC for a total of 496. I think the MP is not that overpowered. You have to basically be hugging an officer who's already trying to stun baton you. Well, I don't think the China was meant to be for blowing up walls. I think it's meant for nuking areas. You see three fucking little dudes running around, little maintenance gremlins running at you with toolboxes, hit him with a frag round. It is a lot of destruction. I will admit it. I think it seems like a lot of destruction because our other explosion options are very weak. Is part of it. He took 3 China leg shots to the chest because you're in the wrong plate. Wait, was this you? Hold on. You guys want to see some unreleased footage? Was this you? Were you this guy? Were you one of these people? Were you the detective that showed up? See, I was being respectful. I thought you were gonna be this mall cop. I thought this is what you meant by being a mall cop, getting China legged. So satisfying. This is why you can't remove the China Lake, man. It's so rare but so fun. I don't know. That's a good question. The detective had a heart, all right. He had heart. He was gonna stop me. This interaction's really funny too. Syndicate comes up. I'm holding a China Lake, wearing this captain's gear, and he goes, he's like, I ask him, "Are you Cindy?" He's like, "Are you?" I'm like, what do you think? Yeah, wait, you Cindy too? I'm holding a China Lake, friend. I thought I thought that was funny. Yeah, explosions need buffed. Maybe not the China Lake, but like the grenades and C4 and mini bombs need buffed. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, mini bombs need their gaming capability back. Armored targets with a bomb in their pocket are directly on top of them should not protect them. I mean, the mini bomb is the mini bomb's 8 TC, right? Like it should, if you're on top of it, it should give you. I mean, that's just. I wouldn't call this a design doc. This is more so the ramblings of 2.5 fucking hours of War Ops isn't coded, but if there's an admin online, what you can do is you can a help and say, hey, can we do War Ops? And if they grant you it, then yeah, they'll be like, announce to the station you're coming, you get 200 TC, something like that. Yeah, there should be a check that if a bomb's on your person, your armor isn't like protecting you as much. Make this public. I mean, this is the whole page. Essentially, though, if you're just joining, I want to make the Python 8 TC. I want to make the C20 bundle 17 TC, and I want to make the Bulldog 20 TC. Guess I don't have to. How you use brackets? I think so. It's been a while. Take it easy, Elliot. Thanks for stopping by. My logic in design, if you want to call it here, is that overall, I think if syndicates are going to be going up against 7 to 10 plus officers, all armed with pistols that are as good as a Viper, they should have options to at least meet security on an armory level as well. 20 TC 20 TC Bulldog does not allow one syndicate agent the ability to purchase any other equipment to help them murder Bone. So ideally, yes, the MK58 is worse than the Viper because the Viper is full auto. So ideally, it will be used for specific loud scenarios. 17 TC C20 is due to the fact it is a gun that weighs more, has worse DPS, is quickly inaccurate, and allows for purchasing other minor equipment.
All right. I will probably PR this up in an hour or a few hours. I really think this is a start to allowing syndicates a lot more room to breathe. Because I at least think a security officer should. I think a syndicate who is intending on killing an officer. Well, I say minor equipment because, yeah, you can buy the web vest, but you're still going to be able to be stunned. You can't buy you can't buy a freedom implanter. You can't buy a storage implanter. You can't buy stims. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't do if you buy the C20 still. You can buy no slips, so you can use like water to your advantage, but then you don't have armor. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Polar. Take it easy. I'll be calling it soon too, so no worries. Cindy's that go loud by bombing armory every time. And if they don't go loud by bombing armory, it's because they got lucky with a surplus and got like a China Lake or something. I'm sure I'll see you in game. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing security a lot too, and I'm like, wow, this. I'm like, wow, this syndicate just pulled out this dinky little pistol and hit me like 3 times, and I just hit him with the fucking stick, and now I won. It's over. He's in perma. 3 guns and armory, yes, or ma'am, or them. Oh, the guns and armory are always free. They don't want you to know that. Also, come on. If the Python's 8 TC, you know how cool it'd be to be able to buy a Python, a web vest, and an e-sword? Like that's a sick combo. That was loud. All right. I think I have spent a long time making sure that this would be reasonably justified in my mind. I think if I could spend 3 hours going through, I think if I could sit down for 3 hours justifying why we should at least test this and see how it goes is probably a decent reason to test this overall. I'm curious to see how it goes.
anyways, I'm gonna end the stream there. Appreciate y'all coming in. Well, there's no guarantee that this gets merged. I don't have any specific sway in that regard, which is good. There'd be no point sending this to admins. This would be better off sent to. I'm just gonna put it on Git, and it'd be easier to discuss it there. All right, catch y'all later.